Me looking through the little peephole.
I can't stand this. I really can't.
Well, it's that time, folks. It's that time. And if you ain't been paying attention to what's going on over there with our former baby girl, Amberlynn Reid, you know she's over there on that show. Is she doing good over there? Nope. You know why? Because she is getting worse. Day by day, she is getting worse over there. And at this point, it's unwatchable. You know how I be watching them streams? I go to my computer, I turn it off, right? Then I unplug it, I jump inside a car, I drive down to the dumpster and I throw it inside there, boom, and I just watch from there because they ain't nothing gonna change. She is getting over there, she getting so bad, you can't even imagine. It's all, how can I say, vulgarities, right? That's a big word for curses. And that's what it has come. She is doing stuff that she would never. I mean, never do on her own channel. I've been watching Amberlynn Reid for years, and I don't see her making no vlogs where she just cursing and cursing. I mean, maybe 100,000 words in a second, curses one after the other. She just trashing people inside the comments on the side there. She's picking people out, calling their name. They're like, at whatever the name is, and she calling them wild stuff and rude things. And that's how it is. What I noticed from watching Amberlynn Reid from the past, right, to current, and I've been through the live stream eras, I've been through all the eras she been through, right? And at this point, this is the person who Amberlynn Reid truly wants to be. I could see on that show, she gets away with whatever she wants to do. You know why? Because I was thinking about it. I say, why is she two different people? It's because she knows on her channel, right? If she monetized over there and she act like that, she could get terminated. She could get demonetized again. So she wouldn't dare risk her own money. But at the point of their channel, she not caring what she's saying. She not caring what she doing because she gonna always get a paycheck over there. And you can see the mask slip. She comes on her channel, she gonna try to be whatever it is to make sure that it's in the guidelines, right? But on that channel, nope, she just trashes people. And we gonna get to trashing people. And I don't know if you've been watching it every night, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, but it is hard, it is intense to even pay. Sometimes I fall asleep, I wake up, I don't even know what day it is because it's the same rerun that she did from the day before, and she don't even have a new script. No, Amberlynn Reid, you use Chat GPT all the time. Maybe you should make a new script and say some new stuff because the stuff you saying, I can't. If I turn the monitor off in the computer and I come back in 10 years, you would say the same thing. But that's where we at. So, you know, how can Amberlynn Reid get any better over there? She can't. You know why? Because she have no other content. All her content is using other people. She complains about the reactors using her videos or her content to make something. But think about it. They making something out of it. They not going back and just using it and there's nothing there, right? But Amberlynn Reid, how can she lower herself below the level that she's currently at? Now she's going after Beck. This is another thing. Amberlynn Reid, for the last 3 or 4 episodes over there in that show, all Amberlynn Reid is trashing Beck. Can you imagine coming on the platform, right, on that area over there and just trash Beck and think this is going to work? And the sad part of this, I want you to think about it. Amberlynn Reid believes that she have all these supporters and all these Am babies and all these people that love Amberlynn Reid. And I don't know if she's understanding what's going on here. These same people are going to come over there and watch the videos, right? These are the same people that love you and love all that stuff, right, about Amberlynn Reid. And they're going to see how you acting. Like, I'm going to just put myself, I want you all at this moment to just erase who you are, what you think about Amberlynn Reid. And you got to become a supporter of Amberlynn Reid, and you love her and you believe in her. And now you show up to the load show over there and you watch how she acts, how she's disrespectful to everybody in the chat, how she's trashing Beck, how she's trashing everybody on the show and cursing and vulgarities and being rude, right? How do you go from being a supporter and seeing that everybody was saying Amberlynn Reid was like this in the past and you supported her through this? But now you see right there in 4K video over there how she acting. Even them people are going to be like, gotta go, I gotta leave because this is not the person that I saw and I believed in before. Because the stuff that she doing over there is going to turn somebody that support her totally against it. Because I was watching one of the streams over there and she was having this argument with the lady named Tina on there. And for the people that don't know, Tina has a prosthetic leg. But what could Amberlynn Reid possibly say that's so disgusting? She actually said, at least I got 2 legs to Tina. Amberlynn Reid said this. This never should have happened, but Amberlynn Reid is being who she wants to. I watch all the time, and she always insulting people's looks. She insulting people's weight. She insulting everything about people in the chat. She calling people words that rhyme with store, or, and bore. She saying it all to these people with no care. Being a supporter and you roll up there, I love Amberlynn Reid, and she just insulting people, calling people see you next Tuesdays and everything in the chat, hour after hour, day after day, with no care. But on her channel, she's this, oh, I feel sorry for me. Everybody's against me. I'm the good person. Amberlynn Reid, if I got to give you one advice, you got to learn one thing. You is the villain, right? And the person that created this was you. The audience didn't create this, right? They didn't make up a story. They took all the context that you put out on your channel for thousands of hours, thousands of videos, and they came to this conclusion. You know why? Because you posted the videos. And the sad part, you had all the ability to change the narrative, right? Because if anybody knows even 101 in any video editing, you edit out the bad stuff, right? That's the number one thing. You don't go to the movie theater and see they leave a bunch of junk in there that makes the movie look bad. But Amberlynn Reid, the former baby girl, she leaves it all in on purpose. I want you to think about it. I don't know if any of yous make YouTube videos or you make videos for your family or whatever. Maybe that's your job, right? But if you understand one thing, you cut out the bad parts of it, right? It's common sense, I would believe, that you would just not leave the bad stuff. You imagine you went and watched a famous movie like Star Wars or something like that, and they just left all the bad scenes in there, like somebody walked across the street and tripped and fell on the ground, and they just left all this mess in there, and the movie became bad, right? That's what she doing. And the sad part, think about this hours, this documentary. I think Snowflake did the 57-hour documentary over there of word for word what Amberlynn Reid said. That is awesome that she left in herself. That is the saddest part. She wants us to be upset. She wants us to be the bad guy. But we didn't make these videos. If we brought this to a court and said, you know, judge, look at this right here. Amberlynn Reid said this right here, word for word, right? Who's at the fault? They're going to say you did it. Nobody changed your words. Nobody changed the context. They just showed the video, right? I want to give you a little bit of example right here. Beck was taking care of Amberlynn Reid, and Beck was wiping Amberlynn Reid's rear end for months upon months, and Amberlynn Reid even said it. It was like 9 months, and after 2 months, she was capable of re-wiping her own butt, right? But she chose not to. She left the job for Beck to do, right? So after all this cleaning, driving Amberlynn Reid with renal failure to chase destiny around, taking Amberlynn Reid all over the place, doing whatever Amberlynn Reid wanted. And this was for years. Like Amberlynn Reid said in the live stream, she was with Beck for 5 years. So Beck did all these things for her. And at the end of it, do you think Beck got a thank you? Nope. You want to hear what Amberlynn Reid actually believed of Beck after doing all this stuff for months and years? This is exactly what she said right here. Listen right here. Boom.
What do you miss most about being with Becky? Nothing.
Yes, folks, she missed nothing about Beck. That's the person you dealing with. That's all the ex-partners Amberlynn Reid has. How is it possible that every ex-partner has a problem with Amberlynn Reid? How does every ex say that Amberlynn Reid is such a, how can I say, not good person, right? That's what we got to say here. Not a good person. Mistreating them, being rude, being nasty and disgusting and all this other stuff to them. But she want to cry that it's all their fault and they was the bad person. That's not how it works for my baby girl Amberlynn Reid. We got Beck, we got Destiny, we got Casey, we got everybody in the past saying you not a good person, we're going to take it, right? Even probability predicts that, right? I want you to think about this carefully, everybody. If we use all the people from Amberlynn Reid's past as if they were, how can I say, an ex-job, right? As a business that she worked for, right? And we said if we went back and asked them, is Amberlynn Reid a good employee? Would they give a positive review to get a job at a new job? And that would be 100%, 0% no. Because we got Beck would be like, nope, never going to happen. Destiny, Never gonna happen. Casey, never, ever gonna happen. And everybody else prior to that, think about it. Even her Aunt Tammy is not playing that nonsense. So you got your own family, you got all your exit partners right there, and they all saying no. And we forgot about the current one, Tommy, right? Even Tommy left what messages that they left on reaction channels and text messages and voice chats and all that type of stuff saying that you're not the best person over there and all this. So think about it. Even your current girlfriend is one of the people that will leave you a bad review to get a job, right? If this was a business relation, right? And you was trying to get hired to the next person that you dating. So that's the saddest part. There is nobody causing this problem but you. And I think I learned one time in a math class something about common denominators. And if you the common denominator and you the variable that's causing all the problems, then the problem has to be you, right? But Amberlynn Reid doesn't believe it because it's easier to push the blame on everybody else and just take the focus off you because that's what she wants. She's like a bad magician, right? She like that magician when you was like, how can I say, 7 years old and you saw the trick and everybody else saw the trick, but you still clapped because you're like, oh, the person came here, they did a magic trick, but I knew what went on. That's Amberlynn Reid. But now that we done with all her smoke and mirrors, we're going to move on to some mathematic probability. Nope, we're going to do one thing. We're going to show how Amberlynn Reid is over there. And the show is going downhill from where it's been going on, right? So you know what? I'm going to show the proof. The 100%, 0% proof that Amberlynn Reid is using Beck to make some cash over there. And this is, how can I say, mathematics, right? I'm going to show you a chart right here. And it's going to show you how the show was making money compared to when Amberlynn Reid starts trashing Beck. So look right here. Boom. You see how the chart starts on the left-hand side right here? A little bit of money, then boom. We got 3 days in a row of massive money and one day that they made $2,657 in super chats over there. That was the 3rd day in a row that they was talking about back on that show. And Amberlynn Reid would not answer the question. Even Scooter kept asking the question. If you don't know who Scooter is, the host over there on the channel, kept asking the question maybe 30, 40 times. If Amberlynn Reid left Beck with $100 to leave with a U-Haul and that was it. And Amberlynn Reid just continued blah, blah, blah and ignored it and just made up whatever nonsense for 3 days. And you can see the 3 days we're talking about Beck making probably $1,000, and then almost $3,000. So you can see Amberlynn Reid was probably happy as can be, right? Oh, I'm making all this money on Beck and there's nothing they could do about it. That's how it came off to me. And that was a backfire. You know why? Because you can see the chart after that, how it went downhill. After people seen what she was doing to Beck over there and trashing Beck and making money off of it, look how fast it dropped down. And then going on to look at right here, boom, $493 as of last night. The audience was not having it. I sat in that chat and I watched. People was not donating. It was, how can I say, stagnant and idle for like 45 minutes. Nothing went on until later in the show, and that's what happened. People was just giving some donations, but you can see the staggering difference between her trashing Beck for days upon days and when she had no content. And the sad part, last night was supposed to be a live stream about Destiny, and when it was getting to the part of Destiny and what she did to Destiny, it became Amberlynn Reid doing what? Complaining that every single thing is a lie, that everything was fabricated. Destiny had no clue what was going on, made a complete story that didn't exist and never happened. But Amberlynn Reid says, maybe I said in the past that I blacked out. Maybe I did blah, blah, blah. Amberlynn Reid, when she don't want to hear the narrative is spun to her, it's going to be a lie. It doesn't matter if it was caught in 4K by the FBI, right? And they had it on surveillance camera from the satellites of Mars. Amberlynn Reid would say, even they lying. So you can see the variable in all these instances is Amberlynn Reid just saying everybody's lying. Reactors are lying, ex-partners are lying, everybody in the whole world is lying, but Amberlynn Reid's the only one telling the truth. And that's the saddest part. I've been here for years, and I can tell Amberlynn Reid ain't gonna change nothing. You know why? Because remember in the days she said, oh, even if I was demonetized, I would come here and I would make videos because I love my people and I love all the people that support me, and I'm gonna make videos for them and I'm gonna show up. And has she been here in over 2 months? Nope. but instead she making people chase her around and donate other places. Amberlynn Reid, that's rude and disrespectful. You said you were going to do this for your audience. You didn't. You haven't even posted a video in 2 months for your channel. And the sad part, she said that she might return in February 2nd. The only reason she going to start posting videos so that she could hope that she could get monetized again. And then you know what she going to do after this? This is very predictable. She going to go back to all the nonsense she had over there. She going to make this whole other image how she's the great person, and she going to go on to trolling the audience over and over and over again forever and ever. And that's how it is. She may stick on that show for a little longer, but if she could start making money on her channel, she gonna be out of there. Because if you learned one thing, I want you to pay careful attention to this. If we learned one thing from this whole thing of her being on a show, is that she can work. She comes every day, 2 hours a day. Sometimes she shows up to other shows on there, so she could be on there for 2 to 4, 6 hours a day. And she even said that she sits in the voice chat over there for hours talking to people and doing things. So Amberlynn Reid could actually do the work, but she chooses not to. And when she was on her own channel, she wouldn't even show up. Oh, I'm tired. I can't make a video. I can't edit. Blah, blah, blah. I want you to think about it. Even when she was doing the members only live streams, right? People was paying. She was cutting them down to like 30 minutes. She was too busy. It was too much work. She couldn't do anything. But if you listen carefully during all this low nonsense over there, she was saying that she did nothing but watch that show, all of the shows, different ones, all versions of the whole universe over there. So she was spending her days watching all this stuff, but she couldn't even show up to her own members for an hour or two every night for the people that paid. It's sad to see how she treats people and mistreats people, but we don't expect any less from her. Well, that's the end of the video, folks, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Later.